Kawasaki, sipping sake, Tokyo, you cannot stop me. Dojo squad up in the lobby, blade so sharp, your sword is sloppy. Kawasaki, sipping sake, Tokyo, you cannot stop me. Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaito coming right back at it with another video for you. Today we're going to be reacting to the new Pouya album, 5-5. It's not very long, 11 songs, 32 minutes, so we should get through this pretty quick. Yeah, so guys, sorry about the delay on not uploading. What happened was I actually did make a video of the new Mick Jenkins mixtape that came out, or more The Frustration. If you guys haven't checked that out, please go do so. As you can see, the image quality looks a lot better now. It's because I'm using my iPhone. However, when I was using it to record that video, apparently these new iPhones, you can have a certain type of coding on your videos where it's like H.265, and my laptop can't read that. So, you know, it was like a 45-minute video, and I couldn't get it to play on my laptop, let alone even edit it. So I was pretty frustrated about that because, you know, I thought that was a great mixtape, and I'm a big fan of Mick Jenkins. So if you guys aren't aware yet, and you don't have a MacBook that's on the latest update, then just make sure you go to your settings. I think if it's an iPhone 7 or newer, they have this certain type of coding. Make sure you go to your settings and disable that H.265, because many people aren't going to be able to do anything with those videos quite yet. I didn't know that beforehand, so yeah, it kind of sucks. And I've been kind of busy, so I haven't been able to react to anything. I was going to do the XXXTentacion videos, but I figured now it's kind of too late. I figured I'd go ahead and do this album by Pouya, 5-5. As of right now, it's 10:21 a.m. Eastern Time on March 5th. So he dropped this last night at 12. So yeah, Pouya, if you guys don't know, he's a Florida rapper that came up with the whole Raider Clan and that kind of movement that was going on, you know, throughout the early 20-teens, from like 2010. I think 2011 is really when they kind of, you know, started becoming big. Pouya really got some recognition around 2012, 2013, and then obviously later on he got even more. Got put on to Pouya back in 2013. The first song I heard by him was Indigo B with S. Brady and Denzel Curry. Yeah, my homie put me on that song, and I thought it was fucking awesome. I was already kind of familiar with Raider Clan, and, you know, Xavier Wolf and Bones, obviously. He showed me this song, and I went to go check out that Warbucks mixtape that it was on, and I absolutely love that tape. And from there, I really kind of became a Pouya fan. I can't say that I'm the biggest Pouya fan, especially this new stuff that he's been dropping. It's not really my style. I appreciate it. I still respect him as an artist, but for me, it doesn't hit me like his old stuff used to. So, you know, after Warbucks, Stunner came. Stunner was phenomenal. After Stunner, he dropped Southside Slugs, which I thought was great as well. My favorite song by Pouya is actually Suicidal Thoughts in the Back of the Cadillac, and that was on there. Underground Underdog. I thought it was okay. That's when his music stopped really clicking with me like that. Yeah, so Pouya, 5-5, we'll go ahead and get to it. I do want to appreciate you guys. I did do this on the last video, but I couldn't put it out. So I do want to appreciate you guys for, you know, all the views that I've been getting, especially on the last Flatbush Zombies video, and I did gain a few subscribers. So I appreciate you guys so much for supporting my channel. You know, I'm only at like 2,500 views right now, but, you know, for me, that's awesome. I got like 2,000 views in a couple days, and a lot of new subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I'm trying to stay consistent. Obviously, that thing happened with the last video, but, you know, I'm going to try to stay consistent and keep posting. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get to this. 11 songs, 5-5. First song is Aftershock. I just want to point out that I have heard the 2 singles that he put out. I don't know if he put out any more. I did hear Daddy Issues and Suicidal Thoughts in the Back of the Cadillac Part 2. They were okay. Suicidal Thoughts in the Back of the Cadillac, the first one is my favorite song by Pouya, so the second one was a little bit of a disappointment for me because it just wasn't the same. But alright, we'll go ahead and get to it. Okay. Oh. Is that Shake Will? Oh! 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 I'm a Florida boy that couldn't afford the 4,000 enemies, and yeah, they all wanna rip it. But even if you kill me, I would never, that my words will live forever. I thought I'm a Florida boy. Hey, you know what's here? Y'all. Hey. Shake hands with the right, but on the left, I got the Nina. Serena couldn't serve you. You know she always got to be in the video. You already know. You was a rap from the beginning, trying to play me like a bitch. Especially when half the world got your name in their mouth. You feel the pressure on your spine, cripple up your mind. Diamond in the rough, waiting to be mine. Ay, yeah, watch me drop the top like an aftershock. That was definitely a good starting track. He's pretty much just talking about his legacy as a rapper, and you know how everybody is trying to just mooch off of him because he's getting big or whatever. Next track is Void. I feel like I've heard this sample before. Alive and not living, I'm trying to get with it. The size of my dick is not rising. I'm thinking of finding new women. The more that I'm feeling, the gas that I'm bridging the pistol. Okay. Got me thinking about the old times. Sit back, relax, and I'm black in the leg on 22, screaming for fools I grew up with. They never wanted to suck dick, now they want me to cut folks stuff for them. When they come say you know me, the money made me feel less lonely. The women made me feel so phony. My own homies wanna bust my dope piece. Alive and not living, I'm trying to get with it. The same changing, baby. You run around and drive me crazy. Late nights in my Chelsea late. Myself if you don't want me to be, and I can't stand myself if you can't understand me. That was a good song. I really like that hook. It's very catchy. He's just talking about filling that void of emptiness and being sad. I know Pouya has been going through a lot lately. Recently, his girl got diagnosed with cancer, and she's been going through treatment and chemotherapy and stuff like that. And that sucks to see, man. One of your, you know, the artists that you look up to go through that kind of thing. But I think Pouya will get through it, and that's pretty much what he's talking about in this void thing. We'll go ahead and go through daddy issues. I've heard this before, but for the sake of the album, we'll just go ahead and play it again. Sometimes I can't fuck with your bitch and wanna buy you a flight. Send your ass back to your daddy house so you can get twice. Pull up in the Chevy, now I'm ready to go. I got my Nina by my side, you know she ready to blow. I wanna fuck, baby, let me get your info. Let me know what you wanna get yourself into. Alright, next track is Weighing on Me. Okay. Okay. Why you think I keep it all safe? They look at me strange. They say that I change cause I don't love me. She weighing on me. Yeah, she weighing on what? She weighing on me. Yeah. Yeah. You come and you go. You left me, I needed some more. I need you to grow. I can't feel tight. Keep it in the bank, I don't need no ice. Turn the stone when you look in my eyes. She weighing on me. Keep it in the bank, I don't need no ice. She weighing on me, yeah, she weighing on me. Saying that, you know, all of his money, all of that stuff, he just keeps it in the bank. Lets that shit sit in there rather than spending it on some jewelry. And I know that he's done it, you know, before, but Pouya doesn't do it excessively like some rappers, and I respect that, so that's cool. Who produced this shit? Because this shit is flame. I think that's probably my favorite track so far. You know, it's really relatable. I think a lot of people that have a girl or has had a girl that really holds them down can relate to that track. It's important to have that one person that you can really count on. And I like the fact that, you know, he comes in the track, he does what he has to do, and he leaves. He's not doing a whole bunch of extra shit. He's not making the track longer than it should be. Because some you know, artists sometimes just like to drag out songs, and I'm not really sure why. When in reality, certain songs are meant to be 2 minutes. Others are meant to be 10. So figuring out exactly how your song is going to translate to the masses and how they're going to listen to it is very important. And a lot of these newer songs really don't need to be longer than 3 minutes. There's no need. We're at the title track, 5-5. You put it at number 5. Oh shit. It's going to be one of those bangers. I could be the one that hate, I don't got time to be like. I'll pay your dues, better stay low key. Bitch, don't mind me, ain't going back, but yeah. Holding up like a rug, wet on my neck.
name. My flame is brand new with no label. Mama say get that bread and lay while you sipping on your fago.
See? In and out. In and out. Quick banger. Fire. Very, very hard-hitting beat that Pouya usually likes to use. So that was a tough track. I feel like I've heard this track, Handshakes. It sounds very familiar, but I guess we'll find out. It sounds like the first track. Was it the first track? Kind of started off the same way.
Don't you turn your back to me, I made the land you walk today. I just riding on me outside, handshakes inside.
Oh yeah, I did hear this. I did hear this.
Handshakes. Right, I pay my own lace. I serve my own ways. I get it my own way for that peso. I step my queso. I can rock with you, bitch. You wanna be famous? Poppin' pussy for me, looking up so shameless. Inside, plotting on me outside, handshakes. Inside, plotting on me outside, handshakes. Don't you?
Sophie was fucking with that song. Right, Sophie? Right? Ooh, I'm excited for this next track with Night Lavelle. I also got put on Night Lavelle, I think I liked in 2013 or 2014. Most of this stuff goes hard as hell. Don't Bang My Line featuring Night Lavelle. Yep. I'm pretty sure Night Lavelle probably produced this. It sounds like some shit he would make.
Guess we about to find out with the money in the hole, make it all work out. Gotta go get it, go jump out the couch. What? On the dime to run me your rock. What? Fat leg, making out my mouth. What? Some boy never been in no drop. Yeah, what? Sit word, been bending corners with no purpose to my life. I got no permit, but I'm working.
Odyssey, Valerie, all my bitch, you know. 13 diamond chains. Obi said I'm not the same.
Gotta go get it, go jump out the couch.
That track was cool, but I feel like it sounds like every other hard Pouya song. I know that's gonna piss off a lot of people, and that's not meant as a diss to Pouya, but to me personally, a lot of his songs sound the same, and I think that's why after a while I didn't really care for his music anymore. It all sounds the same, really. And I don't think Night Lavelle really added anything special to that track. I guess I was expecting a little bit more out of it. I think the beat was cool. I'm pretty sure, you know, Night Lavelle produced it. But I don't know. I mean, it's a banger, but can't say I'm probably going to go back and listen to that because it probably won't. Maybe in the car. We'll see. I don't know. Next track is Back Off Me. This also sounds like a track on here.
I can't trust you just because you say you trust me to my face. I see many men with a motive to just take my life away. Shit. Around with the weed, no more from the downside with the cars don't sit low. Got me sitting on the 24s, can you pay back the hoes, any hoes to the bills when I get reached back on for me. Back on my head when I bust, I'll turn you obsolete. Don't bother me. I'm for buzz if I don't get it once. What the fuck you think I'm not the type this?
Okay. Okay. Could fuck with that. Next song is One Time.
One time for my bitches, two times for my guys, three times for my folks. I gotta keep it by my side. Swerving in my 718 while I'm ducking 12. Stick in the middle with a whip, baby, don't slip. Can't catch me slacking, no. Dick in the middle with a fat bitch, no lips. Can't catch up to me, no. I'm riding, sliding through you. One time for my bitches, two times for my guys, three times for my folks. I gotta keep it by my side.
Alright, it looks like he's gonna have another verse, and this is one of those instances where I feel like that's unnecessary. There's no need for a third verse, really. For me, I would have just ended it after the what is this, the third hook. Hopefully it doesn't have another hook after the verse, but we'll see. Oh, okay, maybe it's more of a bridge. Okay. Ooh, okay. I was definitely mistaken on that. My fault, my fault. Yeah. Okay. I was definitely mistaken about that. I thought he was gonna have just the same formula. He was gonna go in on another verse, but that wasn't the case. It was like kind of a bridge, and then he had another verse, but the beat switched. So that was actually really cool. So sorry about that. I was mistaken. The hook, I'm kind of indifferent about. When it first came in, I was like, eh. The second time, I was like, okay, it's getting better. And by the third time, I was like, all right, it's not that bad. But I think the verses or the highlight of that song, especially that third one. Next song is Vintage.
Never had to roll my door, my best friends turned into my rivals. Pistol gripping, never slipping, got it on me, nigga, from the 5-0. My mama warned me, said the money gon' change your friends.
Okay.
You gon' take handshakes from fake fucks that won't get near your grave.
So, this song was definitely clever in a way, in the fact that the whole kind of meaning of the song is how he never switched up. He's still the same as he was before he blew up. Many of his friends are, you know, switching up because he's getting money now, and he's staying true to himself. And, you know, he's still the old him, vintage him. And like I said, the beat definitely has more of a vintage vibe to it, as far as the drums go at least. Definitely one of my favorite tracks on here. And last but not least is Suicidal Thoughts in the Back of the Cadillac Part 2. I'll be honest with you guys, I heard this when it dropped, and I don't really remember it because I didn't go back to it. So we'll go ahead and listen to it. I just remember I didn't like it as much as the first one. Oh, okay, I remember this beat.
I don't pop no pills cause it don't take the pain away from me. I don't crack no seals cause it done took the gang away from me. I've been known to whip my hoe, got dirty low.
That's real shit, man. He said, I don't pop the pills because it don't take the pain away from me. Regardless of how many pills you take and, you know, how many drugs you do, at the end of the day, you're going to come back and you're going to relapse. They might help temporarily, but in the long term, they're only going to fuck you up even more. That's what a lot of people don't seem to get. And then he says, I don't crack the seal because it took a lot of the homies away from me. And you know, man, I've been saying this for a while now, man. We gotta stop with the opioid wave. I think we've lost enough people to come to our senses and realize that this shit ain't doing nothing but hurting us. And I understand, you know, there's going to be the people that say, well, you know, addiction is not something that we can control. And I understand that. If you're addicted to it, then you're addicted to it. And that's understandable. But don't go out here glamorizing the shit, because that shit's not cool. I see a lot of rappers double cupping, talking about that shit in every single fucking song. Really glamorizing these drugs that are killing all these rappers, all these famous people, even regular people on the daily, man. And we don't listen, like we just buy into that dumb shit. So I feel like as an artist, you have a responsibility. And whether or not you are addicted to those drugs, you don't have to fucking talk about it. And you might want to talk about it and be like, don't do this shit, or try to stay away from it, or how you're coping with it and why you use them. But most rappers are just like, yeah, double cup the lean and I'm sipping a whole fucking pint. And it's just like, bro, you're not talking about the bad shit, but you know that shit's fucking you up. And you know the kind of influence that you're putting on the youth. And that shit really, like, irks me, bro. And, like, every time I talk about that shit, it seems like people don't understand. You know, it's not the fact that you're addicted to it, because I understand. I mean, I've never been through addiction myself, but, you know, I can sympathize with people that are addicted, because I can only imagine how terrible it is. But it's one thing to be addicted to it, and it's another thing to be talking about it like it's fucking heaven. And that's what most rappers do. Kids do listen to that shit, and whether you think so or not, they're going to be influenced by that in a negative way, and it's going to affect a lot more lives than it should. So this opioid wave has to stop. I've been saying this for a long time, and I know I'm about to get a lot of shit for this, but it is what it is, man. Like, all that Xan popping. All right, I kind of got off track there. Let's get back to this.
On my feet, think you got me mesmerized. I'm not the size of me. Let me slide inside your body, beef.
Let me slide inside your body, beef. I think what stirs me away from this song isn't much to do with the drums or Pouya itself, but those synths, they really don't sound good to me. I think they could have made a better selection on the synths, because it really pierces my ear in a negative way, and it takes away from the whole song for me. So I think that's one of the things that kind of really doesn't make me like the song very much. I do like that bass. That bass sounds nice. Okay. I do like how, you know, he says fade away, and then he starts fading away, and then he's got the delay on the fade away itself. It's just little things like that I appreciate. It's pretty cool. Okay. Got a little Kanye vibe with the distortion there. The outro's cool. It's very soothing. And it's a cool ending for the album. Alright, so I made this channel for a reason. And it's not just to react to everything and be like, yeah, this is fire, I love it. I definitely want to give my honest opinion on everything. So here's the thing with Pouya. I feel like he's been rapping about the same thing ever since he came up. It's always the women and the fake people and how he came up from nothing. And that's pretty much it. And of course, the money, the guns, and blase blase. And this project is no different. What you got here is he's talking about women. Usually he's referring to his girl, but you know, he makes a couple of hoe references maybe from his past. He talks about fake friends and, you know, how they switched up whenever he came up. After a while, it doesn't feel the same anymore. And I know a lot of rappers do that, and I do that myself. So I understand. There's only so much you can talk about, and to really step out of that box and to be very creative with what you say, how you say it, what concepts you talk about, and what the meaning of the songs are, sometimes can be difficult, and you can get caught in that writer's block, and sometimes it can be very hard to get out of. I doubt Pouya will ever see this video. However, if he does, man, I don't want to put this in a negative way or anything like that. You know, I still am a fan of Pouya. I still appreciate his music. I still appreciate him as a rapper, because it seems like Pouya has been pretty true to himself, has remained the same. And that can be in a good and a bad way, because he really hasn't changed his content. Most of his flows are usually the same. You know, it's that Bone Thugs kind of flow. And at least for me, it just kind of gets old after a while. And I know a lot of fans, you know, I already hear it. You guys are gonna go crazy in the comments probably. I'm not trying to diss anybody that listens to him on the regular or listens to everything and appreciates everything, because, you know, I do the same. You know, there are rappers that I listen to or artists that I listen to that a lot of people would say sound the same, but you as an individual might see the differences within the songs and the albums, and you might connect with it a little more than I do. I just want to let you guys know what I think. And please don't take that the negative way. Don't leave negative comments. A lot of his songs sound the same to me. And yeah, I wish he would kind of change it up every once in a while. Maybe try to use different beats. Try to collab with different people, because he usually tends to stay within his friend group. And I am not quite sure of how the music industry works. I'm not in it, so I can't speak on their behalf. However, I have heard, and I'm pretty sure everyone has, that it's a shady business, and everybody in it is pretty shady. So I can understand why collabing with some people that you don't know can be difficult, but it would be nice to see him get on the track with somebody that's not in his crew or anything like that. Or try to use a different beat that doesn't sound the same. Some of these did sound different, but most of them are the typical beats he usually uses. I wish he would kind of change up the content and kind of stop talking about the same stuff. And he does change his flow occasionally, but for the most part, like I said, it stays on that consistent Bone Thugs flow. This project overall, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. I might go back to it another time, and, you know, hopefully it grows on me a little bit more. As of right now, I didn't hear any bars that blew me away. I didn't really hear any bars that were all that great at all. And I know Pouya is not the most lyrical out there, but I've heard some pretty good bars from Pouya. And this project, I didn't really see many, except for the ones that I talked about. But, you know, overall, man, I think Pouya, if he pushes that envelope, I can see him being a lot better. I still think it's a good album, don't get me wrong, but it's not for me. I can see a lot of appeal to this album. I know a lot of people are going to like it, so I'll leave it at that. It's my opinion. Please don't get mad. Like I said, I doubt Pouya will ever see this, but if he does, I hope he doesn't take it the negative way. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys rate it. We'll see whatever comes out next, and I'll be reacting to it. So, peace out, guys. Until the next video. Appreciate you guys for watching.
Kawasaki, sipping sake, Tokyo, you cannot stop me. Dojo squad up in the lobby, blaze so sharp, your sword is sloppy.